We're back with another John LFG video. If you don't know who John LFG is, this is my Guardian Rank 2 account, and this is the most powerful Guardian Rank 2 in the entire world. I've spent hundreds of hours grinding all of the meta gear and making super powerful builds, also I can have a little 2 over my head to make people laugh. My goal is to join LFG raids in dungeons, mess around a little bit, and just have a really good time, and possibly carry the group a little bit. However, there's a couple of handicaps whenever you're playing at Guardian Rank 2. The first one being that you can't masterwork any of your armor. You have no access to loadouts at all, you have heavily restricted fragments on light subclasses, and worst of all, you can't use armor or weapon mods of any kind. This means no surge mods, no scavenger mods, no reserve mods. This leads to some really interesting build crafting that you don't normally have to think about. But that's enough of that, let's go ahead and get into the LFG. We're loading into this group, and we're going to be doing a Vesper's host without comms. Most raid groups, obviously, I'd be in a call with other people, but this time it's just going to be a little bit of a solo commentary. It's a little bit more of a chill video here today. Looks like we joined on the first encounter, so that's pretty cool. Don't have to do the intro. That's nice of him. Is he ready? Are you ready, buddy? Is he? Okay, let's do it. Nice, dude. So, the reason I'm doing a solo commentary here is firstly just because Vesper's host is obviously the newest dungeon and I want to play through it some on John LFG, but also because I recently had some stuff going on in my life that I just kind of want to talk about, and it's hard to do that when you're in a call with lots of other people. So, I just got back home from basically 3 weeks of being in the hospital. I had a stomach complication. I'm not going to get into all the like crazy details, but basically I had a stomach problem and I had to get surgery for it, which is pretty unfortunate, but I'm doing totally fine now. I'm basically recovering. I'm like a week, almost 2 into recovery now, and so I'm doing alright, but it did keep me away for quite a while, so that's why you didn't see any videos from me for like 2 weeks. I basically couldn't make any good videos. But yeah, getting into the gameplay, I'll go ahead and just talk about the build I'm using some. I'm basically just using the normal Prismatic Warlock setup right now, and I'm using my Polaris caster Ergo Sum, which I was able to farm from the activity on the Pale Heart, whose name escapes me. But yeah, that was what I did, and that's what I'm using, and it's alright here. I'd probably be better off using like a Trench Barrel Shotgun, but I just didn't feel like running double special, so, you know, why not? This is the first encounter, and there's not really a lot to it. The build crafting is pretty simple, so you can kind of choose whatever, but I'll have some more interesting stuff in the next encounters where we have to get a little creative with our DPS. Especially since we're playing on Warlock, which is a class that isn't Titan, so we've got to do a little bit of thinking with our head, and we're going to do some advanced tech using Sanguine Alchemy as well, because that got buffed, and I was already using it before the buff, because it was basically required to do John LFG. So I will say one thing that I just absolutely hate about this dungeon is pretty much having to like coordinate the panels in this encounter. Like, I don't know why, I just feel so awkward doing it no comms with like people I don't know. Like if they're my friends, we kind of have our own system and we kind of know what to do, but whenever I'm like with random people, everybody does it a little bit differently, and so you end up messing it up, I feel like. So I'll be very interested in getting you guys' feedback about this video, because this will be my first time doing a dungeon on John LFG. Every other time it's been a raid, obviously, and I think I'm probably going to mostly do raids still. But I think the dungeons are a good way to kind of like chill and talk to you guys whenever I need to. I can just discuss whatever is going on in my life or stuff going on in the community that I think is important or anything like that. But I actually learned that Aegis just got hit by a ban on Friday night, like around then. I'm recording this Saturday, so it's like the next night. And I thought that was absolutely crazy. Obviously, I don't have like a deep dive into his history or anything, but I'm pretty sure he's at least well known as being a very legit player who follows the rules, so I would love to hear why they decided to ban him. If you guys don't know who Aegis is, he's probably one of the most important members of the community when it comes to data and collecting information about the game for the community to use. He runs pretty much the best DPS spreadsheet in the game, covering basically everything relevant at all. And so having him banned is kind of unfortunate, unless there's just something that I don't know about that has him deserving it. But yeah, I thought it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, so I talked about the MSK group when they had their bans, and they seemed super targeted and like not actually like an automated thing. And some stuff I noticed is that this ban on Aegis is like around the same time of day as those were, and I think I heard that other runners were affected too, but I'm not totally sure about that. I actually asked Aegis if he wanted to talk to me about it, and he said he might do it later. I asked him if he wanted to like answer some questions to sort of put some information from his side about it out. And so he said he might do it later. So if he does decide to do it, that's definitely going to be a video I put up later. Back to the LFG at hand. Currently, we're in the transition between 1 and 2 now. And 2, we're going to have some pretty interesting DPS choices going on. So I'm excited to show you guys that. Basically, we're going to be using a Well into Sanguine Alchemy swap. And that is going to allow us to have the 4x Surge mods and have our Well of Radiance placed down at the same time for any element that we want, just by switching to Prismatic and having the class equipped. And to make it even better, you can make use of Facet of Courage, which actually applies an increase to your weapon damage whenever you are in a Well of Radiance that you yourself have placed, which is going to give us an extra 10% multiplicative damage buff on top of the 4x Surge mods that we get with Sanguine Alchemy, and the 10% damage buff that is also multiplicative from Sanguine Alchemy. So we are getting an absolutely ridiculous buff to our damage whenever we are in our well and doing damage, and that is going to let us do a ton of weapon damage, basically. So that's kind of the setup that we're using on John LFG here. Even before Sanguine Alchemy got buffed and it got the 4x Surge mods and the multiplicative damage buff, it was still something I had to use on John LFG, just because you have to have something in your Surge mods. This is because damage buffs in this game are multiplied with each other whenever they're in different categories. So for example, your global damage buff from like Well of Radiance or Radiant is going to be multiplied with stuff like your Surge mods, any other multiplicative damage buffs. Alright, so just like I was talking about with the Sanguine swap, we're basically going to be dropping our Well, switching to Prismatic on Arc, or just switching to our Arc subclass and getting the Surge bonus for Wardcliff Coil. Wardcliff is good on this encounter because this boss isn't actually considered a boss in the game, and Wardcliff does a ton of damage to anything that's not a boss, basically. That said, you're definitely best off just playing Titan and using the Stasis Super and Consecrations for damage, but, you know, if you're on another class, Wardcliff Coil is a great choice. You could also use the Waveframe Heavy GL, the Stasis one, and you can get like One for All and Envious on that, and that's a super good combo as well. Basically, you want to have a weapon that does a ton of damage and also has a ton of splash at the same time. This encounter is pretty straightforward up until damage, so I'll probably just cut it there unless something funny happens. So pretty soon, I'm going to be dropping my Well and doing my swap here before we do the suppression, and we'll be set to go. Thanks for the overshield. I don't know how you did that, but that saved me. Alright, and it's time. Now we'll switch over to Arc. He's going to get Suppressor down, shoot it. Now we have the split. And you can see the damage gets pretty crazy. A lot of that is going to be coming from the Titan, but the Wardcliff is certainly helping out as well. And you can see it on the left. Well, my teammate killed me. That's unfortunate. You can see on the left, we are getting that Arc weapon damage bonus. Oh cool, we got a weapon from our potion there. I'm actually trying to get a God Roll Liturgy, so hopefully that's the one. I'm trying to get one for DPS rotations. The attrition orbs on this grenade launcher is absolutely ridiculous, especially on John LFG because I don't get access to Surge mods, so I literally can only get orbs with attrition orbs pretty much. Because I don't have access to any mods, and you pretty much need mods to make orbs for the most part. It's either supers or like some other exceptions, but attrition orbs gets the job done. Nice. We'll go ahead and drop the Well, do the swap, and let's get to it. Yeah, we're getting the big damage. Yeah, that was a Titan chunk right there. Yeah, we're done. Where's this last guy? Yeah, he's right there. Nice. And I've also got this on. Oh, dude, we got another Liturgy? Let's go. Let's check out some of our gear. Go clip Perpetual. I want Envious Arsenal instead of Perpetual there, and it would have been amazing. Nope, not that one either. Okay.
No way to know how many injuries and deaths I could have prevented with the war access. Enough.
Alright, we got all the puzzles done. Now we are going to head towards the final boss. So for this encounter, we're going to be using Grand Overture as our main damage source, and basically we're going to be doing the Sanguine swap over to Prismatic this time. We're going to have Prismatic on Arc, that way we're able to get the matching elements. The reason we're on Prismatic is for two reasons. First of all is the Facet of Courage here, which is going to increase our weapon damage while we're in a well that we placed, because it counts as abilities. And for the other, we're going to be using Facet of Hope, and Facet of Hope basically will just get us our Rift back quicker so that we can get more Sanguine procs after the well is gone, because this encounter has such a long damage phase. We'll also probably be able to get Transcendent during it, so Prismatic is a great pick here. As for the other weapons, pretty much I'm just going to be using this hand cannon as like a primary weapon, basic stuff. Double fire hand cannons are pretty good at dealing with stuff now, so I do highly recommend it if you are going to use a legendary primary. And I'm going to be using Lost Signal so that we can get Darkness Transcendence energy, get Weaken, and also be able to reload our Grand Overture quickly using this potion, which I'll pop once our teammate's back. We're going to go ahead and pre-stack our missiles now. We'll be able to pick up that ammo. And now what we're going to do is pop our potion of being able to reload. Let's get it. Let's see what the homies are using too also. Looks like he's got Grand Overture and Synthoceps on. He might be switching to T-Crash Chestplate. This guy's just going to do a little bit of microcosming. That's pretty cool. So probably going to lose to damage on this guy, but I should definitely outdamage this man. I'm going to be pretty upset if I don't outdamage microcosm. I think that means he's ready. Alright, it's going to be time to head on down now. So let's go ahead and pop down here. Alright, we found the guy, and we're going to go ahead and drop on into here. So one thing you do have to be careful with if you are using Grand Overture on this is if you preload your missiles before you start, you have to make sure you don't die. Otherwise you'll have to waste 20 ammo going into it, and you know, that would totally suck. So that's why I'm going to be kind of careful here and like wait for them to go through and set off all the trip mines so they don't set off the trip mines on me. I'll go ahead and just like suppress this guy real quick while we're at it. Be on this side it looks like. Yep, right here. I need to get away from that. Ooh, that was a little bit close. But we're good. Alright, we're back through. We got full ammo. I am all set to go. And you can see the damage is really simple. You just shoot the boss with the gun. And I'm going to try to unload this whole mag before he teleports, hopefully. Now you can see he is there on the left. Take him out. And another grenade launcher proc. And let's get our teammate up while we're here. Oh god, that's gonna kill me. Whew. Okay. I'm probably gonna die here, but that's alright. Oh, maybe it's not alright. Let's see. It gets a little bit scuffed if you don't have like a second well when you're just like with random people. So, kind of what's going on here. It looks like it is time to get the bomb in the room. Look at you, we have time. I'm gonna get in here, buddy. And make sure your guns are all reloaded up. We did cut it a little bit close, but I should be able to get back to the spot and have it well, so that'll be nice. And let's just go ahead and get a volley off because we're going to run out of time here soon. We've still managed to almost use up all of our ammo despite having a pretty scuffed damage phase. Actually, yeah, literally just like one shot away. Oh god, let me in. Okay. Nice, dude. I'll just shoot the ammo right there. Come here, buddy. Nope. shoot. Ah, I wanted to shoot up the heavy brick. That's alright. While I'm dead, I'm gonna go ahead and make my swap over and get back on Grand Overture, and they're probably gonna... Oh, they're gonna res me first. Wow, that is risky. Oh, they're just gonna farm me. Okay, I guess, yeah, that's a way of doing it. We should just barely be able to get our... Alright, hopefully I'm gonna be a little sad if we do a 3-phase. We've got a bunch up here, so let's go ahead and grab those, and they are worth 5 each. That is so sad. Yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna pre-stack it because I'm gonna run out of ammo probably. I don't have a ton of ammo either, so that's kind of unfortunate, but hopefully they have more damage. And let's get damaging. I think his Nova Bomb might have ate one of my shots, which is a little bit unfortunate. Let's see here, where did he end up going? Right in there. Okay. Very nice. We should be able to get one more volley off, hopefully. The well is about to end, unfortunately. Get that volley off, and now we're out of ammo. Big sad. I'm gonna go ahead and just get back and get some health now. Oh, dude, man, I should have dodged that. I should have been watching. Sorry, but they're gonna go ahead and get me up. It is ball time. Any ammo laying around, by the way? That'd be pretty cool. I think we're going to be able to finish him, though. It's going to be a little bit close here. Nice, we got it. Alright, and that is the dungeon. That was definitely a pretty clean run, and let's go ahead and look at the damage now, you know, let's smile and see. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a screenshot right there. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. Guardian rank 2, by the way. No mods. Nothing. Nope. Just Sanguine Alchemy. Grand Overture. A little bit of a swap. This is absolutely ridiculous. What a great screenshot, man. I love that.